Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica and normally I do craft kits and I review them. But today I'm going to try painting a galaxy nebula type painting on a piece of wood. Normally I don't do this. I'm not very good at being this creative. So sit back and enjoy the video. Okay, so this is called clear gesso. Now, I've watched a lot of YouTubers, Chloe, Rosart, Mariah Elizabeth, and I believe Mariah Elizabeth has also talked about this. So I decided if I'm going to paint for the first time, this is the product I need to use. It's a little pricier, it's almost $20, but it was totally worth it. So what I did was I got a semi-expensive brush and I put a nice thick layer right on the board. I made sure I got every little piece. Didn't have enough the first time, so I had to squeeze a little more. And it goes on pretty well. The bottle said to dry for 24 hours, and I was like, oh no, I think I messed up. Come to find out, it actually dried really fast. Probably helped that I was sitting under a air vent and the air was just blowing, constantly drying it. So I take really good care of my brushes, and a lot of the brushes you'll see, they're not mine. They were actually somebody else's that they gave to me, and they're not in the best condition. I have an actual brush cleaner product that I use. I take very care of my brushes. So I have printed the instructions off to make this because I honestly didn't know what to make or what to do or the steps. So it said to make the background completely black. I'm using black. It's a folk art acrylic. It goes on any surface according to the little picture thing that they had at the craft store that tells you like what paint is good for what. And it surprisingly went on pretty good. The instructions said it would take maybe 3 to 4 coats. The black for sure only took 1 coat. Again, I'm using my giant brush. Was not used to a giant brush. It actually cramped my hand. Cramped my hand quite a bit. I probably wasn't holding it right. I don't know what I'm doing. So, I was getting pretty tired of doing black. I was getting tired just painting in big strokes. I was ready to move on. And I'm just trying to squeeze as much out. That's my palette. There's already paint on it because I do paint miniatures, or at least I used to, for Dungeons and Dragons. I don't anymore due to the whole situation, but it used to be a pretty good hobby. I wasn't the best at it, but I was always proud of what I did. And I learned some techniques there that I tried to use during this YouTube video. Still slathering on the black. Yep, that's definitely black. So next, it wanted me to kind of make a royal blue. Well, I couldn't find that. So I bought true blue and navy blue. So I took the navy blue and I was like, well, I'll just mix it, see how dark it is first, mix it with some black and see what I can get with it. I buy at least one crappy brush that's like $1 or two just for mixing paints because that's just how I am. So I tried mixing it. As you can see, it's a blue with a tinge of black. I liked it. I think I liked it. I'm obviously using a lot, so apparently I liked it. I was happy with it. I was trying to figure out where I was going to put like the nebula, the explosion, the star thing. And I wanted it a little bit in the middle. Try to clean off some black on my brush because there's just still a lot of black. Didn't really help. I had to wait for it to dry. That's me. I'm looking at the instructions. I didn't know what to do. So I was just kind of like, oh, what do I do next? Tried to be prepared. It didn't work. So I grabbed the True Blue um, and the purple. I had to take a pause in between the video to look up how to mix these colors because I didn't know what colors to use to make a royal blue. Yeah, that's how novice I am. I apologize. So here I am mixing. I had to clean the water. I changed the water. Um, and it said to take a sponge brush like that and just dab it around. So I was like, what pattern? So I tried to follow the same pattern I did with the navy black mixture. Wasn't sure if it was right. It looked thick. It felt thick. You can see my cat in the corner. I'm looking at the instructions again. I'm checking to make sure in the camera you can see. Obviously you can't see until I move my giant arm. And then it said to put it in the middle using a lighter tapping. Okay, so that's what I did. Trying not to, I don't like to waste paint, so I was trying to get as much as I could out. I also cleaned my palette because there's just black everywhere, which made my dishes black with black paint. That was fun to do later. So I put in this royal blue and I wasn't happy with it. Then I decided to change the camera angle so you could see me try to do more detail. There's the palette. I'm just using True Blue, trying to lighten it with titanium white, just a little dab, trying to get a lighter blue, using my crappy brush, mixing it. And it's a little lighter. Oh, and then I'm always clumsy and I just got a smudge on the painting. I figured I could touch it up. So I dip it, dip, and it told me to go lighter. The more inner you go, the brighter the colors, the lighter you need to tap. I'm very heavy-handed. Just tapping. I liked the blue, the mixture that I made, and I used to do cakes once upon a time, and I remembered the instructor saying, mix as much frosting as you want because if you color it and you run out and you try to color it again, you're not going to get the same colors despite what you think. So I always add more paint or mix more paint than I need to based on that because I know if I try and mix it again, it's not going to look the same. So that's all lilac. The instructions said to go for a light purple. I didn't know how light to go, so I picked a lilac. But I wasn't happy with that, so I made it a little darker with just a purple, no other color. Cleaning off my brush. Because it was blue. So I mixed it, and it didn't change that much. It was maybe a half a tone darker than it originally was, but I guess that's good enough because I continue. And, I have the instructions in the other hand. I'm reading and I'm dabbing. I tried to wash off the sponge, and that didn't work, especially with that super blue water. I don't know why I did that. So now it's time to add the pink. I got a bright pink. Can't remember exactly what the pink color is, but I'll write the name down in the description. and it's bright. It's definitely a bright pink. Um, it looks a lot darker in the bottle. I was definitely surprised. What? Now my cat's bothering me. What? It's not food time. Anyways, so that's what the instructions told me to do. I can honestly say I was not happy with the way it looked at all. So I grabbed the navy and I grabbed the black again. And I tried to water down the paint. And normally with like my miniature paints, I can add the water and it makes it a little wetter, almost like what's it called? A wash. And that's what I was trying to go for with this paint. But when I would add water to it, it became jelly-like, and I couldn't understand that. And there was not a lot I could do at that moment. I kept trying to add the water, maybe mixing it was my problem. Couldn't figure it out. Um, I just had to work with what I had. I even took the little sponge and tried to put water on it, and that worked a little better. But I still wasn't happy with this painting. I'm adding in this navy blue, trying to darken it. And I just all this dabbing was just getting annoying. It wasn't coming out. So I finally was just like, you know what? Instead of just dabbing, really, cat? I'm going to kind of just spread it like it was a brush. And I liked that a little better. And I dabbed it a little more, but I would spread it at the same time. And I liked that better. So I added more darkness. And I found out that as long as this folk art stays wet, I can blend it. And I learned a little bit about blending when I did the miniatures. So I just blended the whole thing. And I liked it a lot better. Wasn't trying to make a peace sign or alien symbols. I was just trying to cover up just what looked to me like a big eyesore. So I went back in with the lighter colors. I didn't mix them this time. I wanted just to apply wet on wet, brush it around. I wanted to, I just wanted everything to blend. I wanted it to blend. And finally, something started to happen. And I went, aha, I'm starting to like this. So I went back in with the purple, blended it well. The purple blended nicely with the navy. I was really happy with that. I think I would still continue to use these little sponge brushes, but definitely not for dabbing. I would use it, I think, more for spreading. I wanted to use more of the brushes for spreading, but I wasn't sure how it was going to look because I wasn't as familiar. If I do use brushes, if they're always the super tiny ones because I'm trying to get into these little tiny details. I try to think of past galaxy pictures I've seen and geodes, and that's what I was trying to do. I love, I guess it was a phase or whatever. I love the galaxy phase. I love galaxies. I love mythical stuff. I love unicorns, dragons. I have an idea that involves spray paint and a whale in the galaxy. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. So the page said to take a toothbrush, add white, make it wet, dip your toothbrush and flick it. I also had to clean my water again. I didn't want to use a toothbrush, so I used the crappiest flayed brush I could, and yep, I'm flicking it. That paint went everywhere. It went across my kitchen, onto my stove, across the room. I tried to use my left hand. I wasn't very proficient. And some stars just collided there. But I liked the star effect that I got. Alright, and it is completely dry. Am I happy with it? Yeah, I'm a beginner. This isn't bad for a beginner. I've always wanted to take a painting class. I just haven't. And right now you kind of can't. I have a little bit of paint experience from painting miniatures for D&D. If you want to see me do a video on that, I'd be more than happy to. Just make sure you like and leave a comment asking me to. Otherwise, I will continue doing craft kits, and I will try to get another one before next week's video. I printed off sheets that told me what to do. And you can see I changed how it looked towards the end because I just wasn't happy with it. I'm a lot happier now. So please like and subscribe to my channel and tune in next week for another craft kit. Thank you and have a wonderful day.